ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is yours truly, the Lord. Nelson Eddie is on Live and Loud with the Lord. And we have a super amazing individual, man. An amazing artist, a special guest. Since day one, since I met this young man, he's just been so incredible and just shown love. And I can't thank him enough. I'm humbled by his love that he's shown me, man. And he's really an amazing front man. He's a musician, an incredible musician. And he's played with some amazing bands, and he's still playing with some amazing bands. And we're going to get into all of that, man, because I can keep going on and on, to be honest with you. Ladies and gentlemen, Stoney Love, Mr. Artie Joyner, yeah.
The man of the hour to be sour. On Friday. Oh, I'm living a blessed life, brother.
Hey, man, indeed, man. Thank you so much for being here, man. I really, really appreciate you.
It's my pleasure because, and I'm not saying this, I love you, but I don't, at this point, I'm authentic. There's no reason to kiss your ass, but you're my favorite artist that I personally have played on stage with.
Amen.
I won't say local artists because you're international. Your stuff with Stuck Mojo when you toured overseas made me hero. But your music, when we played together with No Power, No Crown,
yes.
And several times you blew me away. But then your latest stuff, and I'm authentic about this. Was it Back on the Road with Sibel?
Yeah, with Sibel, yes. That was our second album, Back on the Road. First we did, Fight My Struggle Between Heaven and Hell, but yeah.
That was brilliant.
Amen. Thank you.
Your vocal, your singing on that is really outstanding.
Well, I work on a little bit. I'm no Artie Joyner. I'm no Artemis Jordan. You know what I'm saying? I'm no Jordan.
Nobody is. I can't fault you for that. I'm like fucking supernova or some kind of what they call that, a comet that comes around every 250 years.
He's Haley's Comet, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'll be honest with you, I've got your stuff with Plastic Catastrophe,
right?
And orders in my vehicle.
Yes.
I'm getting that out there, one prostitute at a time. Every time I make her listen to it. And prostitutes dig your stuff with Plastic Catastrophe. That's true. But I love it. Seriously. I've got two favorite artists that I know. You're one, especially your stuff with Plastic Catastrophe, and Matt Holmes' band that he has, Randy Borowski, who's playing with Kenny George now. They're called Youth Model.
Youth Model.
Yeah, check it out. Matt Holmes and
I will.
But it's just really good, solid pop music, well-crafted songs. But you guys and Youth Model are basically the only thing in rotation in my vehicle. So
that's man.
You.
I'm honored, man. I really am, man. Thank you so much, man. I'm a super humble dude when people, say things like that, man. But I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, Matt and I, we're just having so much fun, and we're almost really finished with this next album, which is even better. And I can't wait to let you hear it. I'll let you hear it beforehand. But it's
through this channel or through you, really, as the conduit, I've become friends with Matt. Yes. He's a wonderful artist, and I'd like to work with him someday. Hey. So I want to put that out into the atmosphere.
All you have to do is say it, man.
What your talent is you really know how to find collaborators that can take you as an artist in different directions. And I so respect that. That's what David Bowie did. Mm-hmm. And I really dig that.
Oh, man, it's all love, man. See, he got me all humble, and I'm cool now. I'm cool, but no, we're going to wrap it. We're going to get it back up, man. We're going to turn it back up.
I have a serious question, though. How does my hair?
Man, your hair looks amazing, man. Listen, it might even rival Scott Bowling's hair, man, because Scott was like, his hair was like, hey.
That's the Haley Comet of hair. You only get that once every 2 generations as well.
This guy is unbelievable. Hey, man, we are rolling, and I'm telling you, I knew we were going to have a good time. I knew it. There's no doubt about it. It's going to be love. So we'll start it off by this right here. I always like to ask 2 questions to get it started off. So the first one is, where are you from, young man?
West Columbia, the best Columbia.
Best Columbia.
I was born at the Providence Hospital in 1963. Drove me and my mother back across the Blossom Street Bridge. I never left Lexington County. But, so yeah, I'm a West Columbia, the best Columbia guy. A river rat, as you had a guest on recently that was from BC, and he said he was
Coltrane.
Yes. And I said, yeah, I should know that. That's something. He's a BC guy. I went to Airport High School.
Right.
We're natural rivals. So, you know, I like to do, but if I'm obligated, if I see him in the parking lot at the Food Line or whatever, I got to kick him in the nuts or hit him in the head or something. That's just the way we do things over in West Cola, the best cola.
The best cola.
He's from Casey. See, West Columbia people look down on Casey. Somebody, we're better than Casey folk.
You're a wild dude, man.
Now, I know you went to Richland Northeast, right?
I did.
You went to school with my brother, Dale Rzuski.
Dale's a little older, but Dale, definitely.
But where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Charleston.
Okay.
I'm a military kid. We ended up at Fort Jackson after being at a few other places. And we ended up at Fort Jackson and finished out there, man. I haven't spent a whole lot of time in Charleston, but I'm from Charleston, though.
Where are your folks originally from?
Chucktown.
Oh, really?
Mom and dad, Chucktown.
All right.
Indeed. My dad went into the Army, took my mom away from there, and we would only visit every so often. But I mean, I've lived there my 1st grade year, my 6th grade year before we came to Fort Jackson. So I haven't spent a whole lot of time there, you know, maybe about 2 years. It's all love, though.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I bought into that whole Charleston mythology and ethos up until about 3 years ago. And then I maybe I had an epiphany or an awakening. I don't care if I ever go back. You know, that whole vibe of that whole colonial era, old South shit. You know, I kind of grew out of that shit. Hey. So, you know, I had a lot of good times in Charleston.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I don't give a shit if I ever go back. So that's that.
Well, hey, listen. I don't know, man. I lost my words, man. But I'm going to say, man, yes, there's so much history there, so much stuff. And, you know, I remember my parents telling us, you know, a lot of things. I just take it as it's something that I can't change.
Yeah, well,
and and so I just look at it as that's where I was born, and I'll give the love for the parts that I can give love to. You know?
That's right. Same here with me in West Columbia. You know, we don't get to choose our circumstances. The only thing we do get to choose is our attitude toward our circumstances.
100%. And listen, that's why you are that guy, man. No doubt, man. You always have the best attitude. So
likewise.
So what you saying
it takes one to know one.
Hey, what you saying that it segues right into the next question, which is number 2 is, what's the best thing about West Cola, the best cola?
I'll tell you, that's easy. That's a no-brainer. It's where my bed is. It's where my mother is. It's where my brother is. Yeah. And that's the trifecta right there. That's all I need.
Family.
My family, and it's my home. You know, my friends. I grew up here. My roots run deep. Love the people. Love the folks. Yeah. And you know, this area got kind of a bad knock economically because you know it is what it is. But anywho, my family are here, and I'm blessed that my mother's still with me, and she lives 2 streets that way. So
awesome.
That's the best thing about West Coast.
Yeah, hey, listen, she's awesome, bro. She's awesome. And she's a beautiful young lady, most definitely.
She called me. We got on air together at 10 o'clock. At 9:50, she called. I go, yeah, hey. She goes, is your guy called yet? Are you on your podcast yet? And I go, no. 10 o'clock, she goes, will I maybe be able to see it on the computer? And I said, I'll probably send you a link later on. She goes, okay, well, good luck. And she's always told me this. Anytime I've ever had a gig or a speech at a corporate event or whatever, says, don't forget to sparkle, Shirley.
Sparkle, Shirley.
this is where this comes. She was born in 35. The screen idol of that era was Shirley Temple.
Shirley Temple. Mm-hmm.
And Shirley Temple had a renowned or infamous stage mother. Mm-hmm. And before the lights went on and the camera flipped on, Shirley Temple's mother used to grab her by the coat and say, "Sparkle, Shirley." Bing, and Shirley up.
That's awesome.
So now to this day, my mom still says, "Sparkle, Shirley."
It's awesome, bro. That's hey, listen, really is awesome. And just to still have the love of your mom, man, you know, and every time I see it, I just, you know, because I lost my mom back in 85. And
oh, you were young.
Yeah, I was young. So when I see it, it's just beautiful to me. So, you know, when I see people with their parents like that, I just respect. And I always say, like, hey, man, just make sure you love them, man. Just make sure you love them, man. So it's all beautiful, man. It's all beautiful, man. No, yeah. I'm not going to cry on my podcast, lady.
Dude, I want to show you something. I hope you can see this.
Show me.
I keep a gratitude journal every night.
Uh-huh.
And I hope you can see that. I don't know if you can. Can you see this?
I can see it, yeah.
All right. Somewhere it says Ma's health every night. That's my number one
awesome
thing I'm grateful about. And
yes,
I say a little prayer, a little affirmation. I go, well, the day was a good day. Tomorrow's likely going to be a good day as well.
Yes,
so I can rest easy tonight.
That's love.
My mom's okay.
That's love, bro. That's love. That's really love. Definitely.
Hey,
so good.
I got a feeling you, Lord Nelson himself, is going in the gratitude journal tonight.
You know what, man? I am so thankful every time I wake up. Every time, I mean, I listen, I'm just thankful. And I just give it up as much as I can every day. Just nonstop, man. And I just do my best to just be thankful and grateful for the things that I have. And, you know, the things that I can't change, I'm not going to worry about. The things that I have no control of, I'm not worried about them. I'm just worried about being as happy as I can be. You know, it's not always easy, but I'm working hard to be as happy as I can be. Most definitely.
You know, I've done some studying and some meditation and some self-evaluation over the last 3 years. Mm-hmm. And I've come to have the epiphany. And by the way, when I say study and epiphany and self-evaluation, I think you know what I'm talking about. So, and I've realized that everything we do and everything, well, all of consciousness and the cosmos is based on different frequencies of vibration.
Right.
And one can actually will themselves, or they can learn the technique to vibrate higher. Mm-hmm. I know when I'm vibrating really low at a really low frequency, when I'm just nasty with myself. I live alone. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I can be so nasty. I can just spill something in the kitchen. I'll curse myself out and be really hard on myself. And lately I've called myself and said, dude, maybe a lot of your missteps or a lot of your misfortune in the past is because you vibrated. You have a tendency to vibrate at a very, very low frequency. Mm-hmm. And that low frequency is where all of the discontent and the dis-ease happens. So, so if you can consciously raise that vibration to a place of where you manifest excellent experiences, that's what I try to do. At least I'm aware now when I vibrate really low. When I'm ugly to somebody or somebody that loves me very much and I'll be short or curt with them, I now catch myself and go, dude, that's a human being's tendency to vibrate at a low frequency, because low frequencies seem to be where things are comfortable and safe, you know? Low frequency is what I call the comfort zone.
Right.
And a lot of us take comfort in just be kind of shitty to ourselves. Mm-hmm. And I've gotten better about that. Especially as I've stopped drinking. I realized that that chemical itself was bringing down my vibrational frequency.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of people have said that, man. But you know, it all starts. You know, Michael Jackson starts with the man in the mirror, man. Most definitely.
Absolutely.
It starts with all of us. And once you get a grip and a grasp on who you are and what you're doing and working to be a better person, things will work out for. I tell people that all the time. You know, people always say like, you know, you always seem so happy. Man, I was just like, well, what's the point of trying to be sad all the time, man?
Yeah.
Or be mad and
what is
angry
the alternative? Has being sad and lugubrious and pessimistic and of low energy ever benefited anybody in any way? I don't think so.
No, I don't understand it, man.
My mama, speaking of my mother again, she's my biggest influence.
Yeah.
She told me a long time ago, she goes, when you got the blues, the easiest way out of that is to go help somebody else. Do something nice for somebody else. And I didn't realize that at the time, but what she was suggesting was correct. When you give, when you're magnanimous, when you have the spirit of love, that's when your frequency levels really bolt up.
Got you, man.
It's just yeah, you can feel it. You know, when goodness is good, you know?
100%, man. Look how great this, man. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, man, you know, what you're getting is education and knowledge and excitement. And that's what we do. We're going to deliver. And it's just getting started. It's just getting started, man. It's just getting started.
But I think if anybody tuned in, I like to tell people I'm what we call a local celebrity, which means I'm popular to about 8 people. So the 8 people that's going to see this on my behalf, they tuned in to hear me talk about pussy and dope and finger banging chicks in the back of the bus, you know? So
we're going to talk about all that, man. I got like a thousand. So once again, see, you're lobbing me softballs, man. It's good. So the next one is, you seem like you've always been super popular. Women and men are drawn to your aura, and I've seen it. So is it just good genetics, or are you just cool like that?
I could ask you the same thing.
No, we're talking. It's all about you, man. It's all about you.
Okay,
it's all about you.
You know what I think? You know what? If you want to be real here, I haven't thought about this a lot, but this whole experience, even this moment in time with you right now, is helping me grow and unfold and blossom and learn. So I never thought about this before. But that question you just asked me, where does this all come from? I've got to say that I was just revealed to me by my higher self that this is probably all an affectation. It's a character. It's how I call myself Stoney Love on stage and do all of this shit, you know, and I'm that guy. I think my keyboard player, Mark Foy, says that Stoney Love, the Stoney Love persona is that he's mildly retarded, yet supremely self-confident. And I said, wait, that's me. So, but to answer your question, I think it's a character I protect myself with, the little kid inside. You know, it's just, it's a suit of armor, really. I can be funny guy, a gross guy, and ribald guy, you know, and it's not really me. The little kid inside likes that guy and always wanted to be that guy because my heroes were flamboyant and just didn't give a fuck, you know, guys, like David Lee Roth and Prince, you know. I've gotten so many fist fights defending David Lee Roth and Prince because sometimes their masculinity would be in question. I go, dude, do you realize these guys get 10 times more pussy than you do in a week than you will in your whole entire lifetime? And you're going to besmirch these guys because they wear pink pants? Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I always agree 0 fucks. And especially I've got the luxury at this age, you know, that I don't work for anybody anymore. I don't get fired by anybody. I fired myself. So I don't have to pretend anymore, except I pretend all the time, if that makes any sense.
Now, listen, you're like Chris, and I just big up Chris Aiken, man. Classic Metal Show, man. Chris Aiken presents. Chris is an unbelievable guy, and he has that same attitude, man. He's just going through some things, and he just really speaks about that, about having your own and doing your own thing, man. It's a freedom. It frees you up from the madness of this world, man. And once again, I say the madness of this world, but as the Lord says, the world is not crazy, it's the people in it. So, you know, hey, it's just real talk. It's just real talk.
You know, it was I watched 2 documentaries in 2 nights back to back. One was the 4-hour 2-part documentary on George Carlin. That cat had a profound effect on my ideology and philosophy. And the other documentary I watched last night was the 2-hour 1-part documentary on Netflix on Miles Davis.
I've seen that.
Yeah. Okay. So both those cats, they I wouldn't say sacrifice. Both those cats were always authentic. George Carlin toward his later years when he became the George Carlin we revere.
Right.
But Miles Davis was always his own guy.
Yes.
Giving 0 fucks. And they both basically, their philosophy was, I got one shot at it. I got to be me. I got to do the best me's going to be able to do. Right. And I'd also like to just share what I've gleaned or I've brought from another dimension or plane of existence. But life is short. It gets shorter every day. And it makes no sense to be somebody other than who you authentically are. Right. And everybody's got that God energy. Everybody's got that divinity in them that you see mostly in artists because they let it out.
Right.
You know, I guess in commercial endeavors and business and whatnot, you have to maintain a persona, you know, because your number one, I was in sales for 30 years and the number one rule is you don't want to alienate potential customer.
Right.
So you've got to play the game. Once there's no more games to be played, and once you, at my age, you realize there's no benefit in playing the game anyway. You might make a house payment, and you might get really good and have a fucking boat one day. but other than that, it's time to let it ride. And the people that I admire, and probably you as an artist as well admire, people that you could really, they let inside. Yeah. And you get a peek into their soul energy, you know, and their divinity and their grooviness.
Yes, indeed.
I think everybody's really groovy and really divine if they just let it go. And sometimes only the people in their household gets to see exactly how wonderful these folks are. Yeah. Because they're always playing a game for, I guess, cultural and societal reasons. And I guess we all have to. We got to make the rent, you know, we got to play the game.
Indeed. No doubt. Yeah, great. Listen, another great segment, young man. Another great segment. So I'm going to move to this right here. Since the first time we met, I felt a brotherhood. It's real talk. And so with you, you're definitely one of the great ones. I mean that, man. I always say it. My boy Relentless was like, and Hell B were like, you know, you just want to meet great human beings. Just a great human being. We need more of that. We need more great human beings. So
absolutely.
So how has your love for music influenced your life?
Lloyd, that's a double-edged question because maybe I was vibrating at a little lower frequency than I should have a couple of days ago, but I don't even know who I said it to, but I heard it fall out of my mouth. And then I wish I could have put it back and I said, well, the reason I didn't accomplish anything in this life was because of music. I pursued music. And what I meant by that was, you know, I never got married. I never had children. I never really had a career, a commercial business career that I was really into. You know, I did the same thing for 30 years, and that was college textbook. I love being on college campuses and all of that. I was blessed to have the job. But it never really brought me joy. I'd go to sales meetings and my peer group were all, rah, let's go get them. I love it. I was like, I'd really rather be sitting over here with my acoustic guitar or jamming with my band or something. Right. So I was never able to give it the 100% I should have.
I feel you.
And I knew early in the game. I was living with a young lady when I was in my mid-20s. And the day I was supposed to sign the mortgage on a house I was buying over in Casey, I'd have killed myself. Anyway, the day I was supposed to sign the mortgage on this house I was going to buy in Casey with the intent of marrying my girlfriend at the time, Tanya, and, you know, being Joe Lunch Pail and going to work and paying my mortgage and maybe buying a boat one day. Jesus Christ. Anywho, the reason I'm so pissy against boats is my lady friend left me for a dude with a boat. So,
hey man, wait, hold on.
Yeah,
hold on, easy. So we talk.
You met Miss Penny. You know who I'm talking about.
We talk about Money Penny, man.
Yeah, Money Penny is right.
First of all, let me say something. Seeing you guys, and I've told you before, listen, whatever you guys went through, what you went through. So when I would see you guys at the show, all I know is that you guys were just like so beautiful together. Two beautiful people together. And I don't want to make you feel bad about it.
No. That was
I'm going to tell you, she was an extremely beautiful person. Okay, that's the physical side. You know what I'm saying? What you can look at. She was gorgeous. There's no doubt. But I didn't talk to her a lot, but just from the conversations that I had with her, she seemed to be beautiful inside also. And so
she is.
Yeah. So when you say that she left you,
but still, the motherfucker left me for somebody that had a boat. So how fucking beautiful on the inside could she be? Yeah? No, she had. It's all good. In fact, it's been 4 years or so. So in retrospect, I need to send that dude with a boat a Christmas card every year. Can you do me a favor? Am I right, Ma? Ma didn't like it. She told me early in the game, she goes, nah. And I go, why? She goes, mothers know these things. She goes, nah.
Really?
I knew her. Yeah. So, So, you were right, Ma.
This is doing a wedding crash with you a wild boy. You know all the thinking about my man on weddings. Hey, man, listen. I wasn't going to bring that up or not, man, but I just remember it was a beautiful thing. I used to call you.
It was. I was very blessed for about 7 years. I was super blessed.
I called you James Bond, and she was Money Penny, and that was my thing for you guys. Yeah, that was my thing for you guys.
But yeah. We did look good together. She really increased my stock value. Women was Anyway.
Well, when this airs and she sees it. Money Penny, you're an awesome individual. And
we do love you. We do love you, Money Penny.
Most definitely.
We love you.
Hey, man, the boat. This guy's so wild, man. Yo. So, it's awesome. So, I know you as the front man for STARDOG and Host Galaxy. So, have you always been a front man, or do you also play an instrument or multiple instruments?
I've always been a guitarist. And if you can find my MySpace page from the early 2000s, I had a couple of power trios. I was really into the power trio blues rock thing. My guys were Jimi Hendrix and Robin Trower and Rory Gallagher and Stevie Ray Vaughan. So I was really into Stratocasters and that power trio thing.
Okay.
Only thing about it is I realized everybody's done that. And you remember what George Carlin said about white people have no business playing the blues? Their job is to give black people the blues. That's what white people's job is, not to play the blues, because you suck at it. And I realized I was listening to, I picked up the Sun House anthology at Papa Jazz. And I was about 3 sides into the Sun House anthology when I realized, man, I'm doing this musical style a disservice. Really, the guys like Howlin' Wolf and my heroes, even to Keb Mo, toward his CDs in the late 90s, he had a reverence and an authenticity to the blues that was legitimate. I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't have any more legitimacy to the blues than Eric Clapton did, to be honest. And when I hear an authentic blues player sing and play, and it comes from the soul instead of his goddamn Fender twin amplifier, that's when I realized, I like playing the guitar. And then YouTube come on the scene and TikTok, and every goddamn 8-year-old Korean kid can play Yngwie Malmsteen and Edward Van Halen better than I ever will. I said, fuck this shit. I've been at it for 40 years, and I play a poor man's version of Robin Trower. So, nobody gives a shit. I was talking about not playing it authentically or correctly.
Right.
I think I was a pretty good guitar player. But again, I was just a power trio Strat guy playing the pentatonic scales. But I wrote some pretty good songs, I thought. But there became a point where I was just uninspired.
Okay.
And with the guitar and what I was doing with the guitar in standard tuning, you can only play those 7 notes so many times over 30 years and without it becoming, to me, recycled and uninspiring. So one day, I remember exactly where I was. I was at whatever shitty job I was working or somewhere, and I sneezed. And when I sneezed, brother, I go way up there. I went, ooh, and everybody looked around, and I said, holy shit, that came out of me. When I was a kid, Robert Plant and Steve Perry and those guys, you just thought they were given that gear by the creator. They got something special that only a handful of people could do. When a man can hit the high C like that, that means he's got a specially designed lung and diaphragm unit that you don't have. Right. And so I always sang in that register, Eric Clapton's register. It's not too athletic. It doesn't go too low, doesn't go too high. I was in your comfort zone. Anyway, when I sneezed that day and I hit some astro note, dude, it went, woo, and I go, that shit came out of me, and it got my wheels turning.
Right.
I'd written songs that I couldn't sing. I really needed a tenor to sing.
I got you. I understand.
Somebody, and I admired guys like Paul Rogers and Prince and those guys who could sing in that register. In fact, my favorite vocalist growing up was Marvin Gaye. Yeah. I come from the place with Marvin Gaye and David Lee Roth. The three of us were going to ride into the sunset together. It was just, So I said, well, I could do a lot of the Dave stuff, but the really gymnastic, the really athletic stuff I can't do until I hit that really astro note one day. Right. Sneeze. And I said, well, that's in me. Yeah. I've obviously got the mechanics to do that.
No doubt.
And so I started taking vocal lessons online. And I learned that shit is no different than any other acquired skill / muscle. Basically, this is your tennis swing. It's on you to develop it. But you got a hand and an arm and a goddamn tennis racket.
Right.
Whether you're going to use it or not, it's up to you. So I learned my tennis stroke.
Got you.
I learned how the mechanics of my voice. And so I got to put that to the test when I was invited to sing in some local outfit cover band called Southeastern Way. And I did that for a year and started singing some Bad Company songs and stuff like that. Started taking my Paul Rogers to the stage, and I got really confident myself. And I was invited to join a variety band with Patrick Abel called Six in the City, and I was doing some duets with Tanya Florence Douglas, and she taught me a lot on how to on control and timbre and stuff like that, doing the duets.
Right.
And so Bo Long had come. Bo Long had booked. Now, Bo Long is, we'll get into that. Bo Long was to become my guitar player in STARDOG.
Right.
Anyway, so Bo Long booked Six in the City to play his office part. I think he was selling air conditioner units, HVAC. Anyway, we played the HVAC Christmas party out on Greystone Boulevard somewhere. And in between sets, Bo and I were having a beer, and he comes up and said, man, would you ever consider singing in an original rock band? I go, would I? I've just been waiting on the opportunity. And he goes, well, what about it with me? And I said, dude, I've been waiting on the opportunity to play in a band with you since I was 17 years old. Bo and I went to high school together.
Right.
And so that was the genesis of STARDOG.
Okay, that you already went into that. Was my next one I was going to ask. You're already telling this, so let's go. Yeah.
All right. Hey, I need to plug my charger in. Can we do that right now?
Yeah.
I'll put my my normal Friday attire on.
Yes, sir.
While I plug my phone up.
That's love, that's love, man. That's love.
Man, I do a lot of plugging in this shirt, if you know what I mean. The ladies love it. Bear with me. I'm touring Casa del Arturo now. Hacienda.
Hey man, I might keep all of this in there, man. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
this is my summer home.
You gotta go to your guitar room, man.
Oh, we'll do that now. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you're now touring Casa del Arturo. We are in the south of France, my summer home, and I vacation here. That's the south of France, right out there. All right. This is where the magic happens.
The magic happens, baby.
Oh yeah, and by the magic happening, I mean a lot of this by myself. That's where the magic happens. But mostly the magic is me doing that. And we got party supplies back here. Casa del Artie's kitchen. Let's see what's in here. This should be interesting. Bachelor. There's some leftovers of bullshit. Garbanzo beans. You see that shit? Who the hell? Look. Who the hell has garbanzo beans? Yeah, you ever met anybody eat garbanzo beans?
I've always heard of them. I've never seen anybody eat them, man, to be honest with you.
Somebody gave me some garbanzo beans. I got hungry that night. And I opened them up. I only ate half the can, so that tells you they were full of shit, wasn't it? Okay. This is where the magic happens too now.
Where some other people can get some dog in them.
Oh, they get dog in the other playroom. I was telling Mr. Nelson here before the broadcast, I said, I could broadcast in front of this, but then I would look like Patty Hearst or some sort of hostage situation from 1973. Symbionese Liberation Army kind of shit. Shit. I bet the goddamn FBI come to my house anyway. NSA sees this shit. They think I'm a school shooter now or some kind of shit.
It's all love, man. We all about positivity.
Believe it or not, I have books.
Yeah.
Never read a goddamn one of them, but the ladies seem to think I do.
Now I know you read that guitar book up there, man. I see it.
It's mostly pictures. You think I read the Shiva or anything spiritual? Come on, look at me. Stoney Love.
Stoney Love is a wild boy.
Remember, Stoney Love is high-functioning special ed, yet he's supremely self-confident. So that'll get you in a lot of panties right there. Just being self-confident has worked for me several times.
Man. Well, listen, man.
Oh, I still haven't plugged my shit up. All right.
Hey, man, this is going to be another great one, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. It's all love. So I want to continue with the STARDOG conversation, man. So
let's do that.
And I do want to let you know that standing right here is my favorite song by STARDOG. Okay. Amazing song.
I know the one you like.
All right. But yeah, so
we were in me and you played a show together, STARDOG and No Power, No Crown played that show in Hickory, remember?
It was Hickory, but that was the second one.
Yeah, that was the second one. But that one was significant because we opened up for the punk band from New York City.
Oh my goodness.
Anything.
Anti-scene, that's right, anti-scene.
Because I kept calling my dumb country ass West Columbia, I kept calling them anti-scene. And finally the motherfucker goes, it's anti-scene. I go, oh my bad. Because I was on stage going, hey, we're warming up the crowd, we're warming up the sound system for anti-scene. Can I get a hell yeah? You know my stupid shit.
Hey man, you be the front man. You be the front
anti-scene. What a stupid dick I am.
But anyway, no, that was a cool show. But no,
that was a real cool show because those dudes they're venerable, man. They've seen the world go around a few times.
Right, but the one that was the best though was at the Art Bar. I'm going to go ahead and tell you something. And this is what I remember you saying to me, and I still have it somewhere. You said you guys took the air out of the room.
You did.
You told me that. Let me tell you something, man. And that was something to me because that was a wild show. I mean, that was so much fun. And listen, Big Steve and Justin and Jeff and the Jet, as I call him. And was Looney with us then? Or
yes,
Matt?
Yes.
It was still Looney? Looney was still drumming. Let me tell you something, man. Listen, my brothers they had a few brownies. Let me say that.
Those guys like to party.
Hey, man, we had such a good time. They're such great guys. And once again, as you said, just talented musicians. Just being able to, work with talented musicians. Now, okay, but once again, I digress. I want to get off me.
Can I say one more thing about your band, No Power, No Crown? I made a lot of nice friendships there that really took legs and manifested into something else.
Right.
Steve invited me to record in his studio in Charlotte, South Charlotte, and I was really honored and I was psyched about it. And we were going to do we were covering a Bruno Mars song.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have been Grenade.
Okay.
I think it was Grenade. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty challenging song for a 6'3" guy to sing because Bruno Mars is about like 5'4", 112
he's about 4'9". Yeah.
Mechanically, he can. It's easier for him to hit those notes, but I can hit them too. Yeah. So I sang that son of a bitch, and I rehearsed for an hour and a half all the way to South Charlotte. I got to he plugged me up, put my cans on. We got my compression on my mic just right. Hit the track. I blew my goddamn boozler out. I blew my voice out. Practicing the song for an hour and a half.
Wow.
We never recorded it.
Wow.
I said, I'll come back next week, or 2 days, whenever you want me. And you know how that works. He goes, okay. You know how that works out.
Yeah.
It never really happened. But man, I was excited, but I was turned on to those guys via you. So I mean, that's just the way the world works, No doubt. It's like the ripple effect of music and consciousness. It was groovy, and that was a fantastic show. And it wasn't because of the Art Bar itself, because that's a small stage and the sound system is limited. Mm-hmm. But what made it go off was the collective energies of
the energy
of you guys on stage, of us on stage, and how we transferred that energy into the crowd, and how it just sort of magnified and 100%. Snowballed until it was electric.
Electric, indeed.
And I think that was the first time I'd ever seen you in person. I was a fan of yours from the Stuck Mojo days, and I was all psyched and a bit intimidated to play with you on the same stage. And so my jaw was on the ground watching this big bastard just go off. I was like, holy shit, man. If I could harness that kind of energy as a performer, I learned something from you that night and carried forward. But I mean, I remember that night. It was a magic night, and you guys did.
But see how you say
the air out of the room.
How you say that, me watching you and you doing your thing and your freedom, and how I'm just like, man, this guy right here is your energy. You're so open and free, and you are enjoying the moment. You are in the moment when you're on stage. You are 100% in the moment, and you're enjoying yourself. And I can feel that likewise. Yeah. And so I was just like, man, this is incredible. I said, and then he's got the pipes too, man. It's amazing. It's amazing. So let me ask you this. So what genre of rock and roll describes STARDOG?
Well, Bo and I had put the band together because I was really into an English band that was really big in the early 2000s called The Darkness.
The Darkness, okay.
They had that song go, "Do you believe in a thing called love?" Thinking of falsetto. A lot of people thought it was a joke or it was a parody or something like that. No. These guys really were into Queen and all the glam bands from England back in those days. And so this shit was legitimate. And I wore that album out and I said, these guys get it. They're paying homage to all of the glam and arena rock bands of the 70s that they fell in love with. Like The Sweet. There's a big The Sweet.
influence in these guys, and obvious Zeppelin influence, and bombastic Queen energy, you know?
Yeah.
And I said, man, that's the kind of outfit I'd like to get in.
Yeah,
An outfit with outfits.
Right.
My vision was we'd have full-on unitards and shit.
Yeah.
Dicks hanging out. Yeah. Bo was a bit more conservative than that. So anyway, he knew that I wanted to do a big rock thing.
Right.
And so we put that together with the idea, with the template of bands we used to like to see, which were big energy, big sound, big drums, big guitars, big histrionic vocals.
Grandiose type thing, yeah.
Grandiose is exactly the word.
Yeah.
So that was our template. And so we like to call ourselves an arena rock band.
Arena rock, got you. No,
arena rock band. And this is funny. This is funny, Floyd, because Kevin Oliver, I think it was him that wrote a piece for us on in Free Times, said for a band that describes themselves an arena rock band that has never played an arena is a mighty ballsy statement, but these guys pull it off. He said something to that effect.
Right.
But he's right. We were an arena rock band that didn't play arenas.
Yeah, yeah.
But we still had that energy.
That was the sound. That was the sound. Yeah,
we had that vision.
Right.
Yeah.
Indeed. Indeed. You can't take that away, man. That's what it is, man. Everybody doesn't get to that point, man. That's what it is. But it's still who you are and what you did. And that's the vibe that you put out there. That's the energy you put out there. And
that's
I can feel it.
That's all we know. That's all I knew. No.
Definitely.
Big rock. Me being the kid on the third row at the Carolina Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
That's me. I mean, that's all I've ever been. And I've reconciled it in the last 3 years, and I'm fine with it. Yes. But that's what this energy was going to take to the stage. Bo was cut from the same cloth.
Mm-hmm.
When we were in high school together, he was the first dude I knew that had a real rock band.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were called the Rebel Band.
Mm-hmm.
They were sort of a Skinner knockoff. Mm-hmm. But he was the first dude that I knew that had a real Les Paul custom, like Ace Frehley did. And so we were all freaking out. This guy's got a Les Paul custom. 18 years old. But anyway, so he was already a mythological figure to me before we started this band.
Right.
Because he was the dude that had the nuts to go out to LA with his homies and roll the dice.
Yeah, I've seen
try to be rock stars on the Sunset Strip, you know? Right. He's the one that smoked the joint with the dudes from the Scorpions, not me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's the one who opened for Pantera on a leg through Texas, not me. So, but he had the same vision. And the reason he pursued it is because he believed it too. Yes, so for me to saddle up with this guy and start a rock and roll outfit,
amazing,
was a big honor for me. But it was also daunting in that I'd never been a frontman before. I'd always been behind a guitar with the microphone.
Right.
So it was my challenge to just free who I am, which is a bit frantic and histrionic and flamboyant, and so it came naturally with these guys playing. Jason Moore on drums. I'd never heard some shit like that before. He came into our first rehearsal with a kick, a snare, and a hi-hat. I said, "Who's this yo-yo?" And by the end of the damn first rehearsal, I go,
"You understood?"
Damn.
Jason's so
I told Bo, I said, "You know what? I'd like to play with this guy. But this guy's obviously wired on methamphetamines and coke. Did you see him?" And I was raised by a cokehead. I know that they're unreliable and skinny. They'll fucking leave you in the lurch.
Jason's so cool, man. Jason's
by the way, he wasn't on anything other than Bush Light or some kind of cheap bathtub wheel. Yeah. But I just said, I've never seen this guy, this kind of energy before.
Yeah.
So he was as manic as I was. So we were a natural fit.
Indeed,
and then when we got, Dale Rzuski, the Raz was in, he was integral in this. He was integral in this. It was me, Bo, and Raz who formed the band. So, and of course, you know Raz as well as I do. You know him longer than I have. That dude is a true believer. True believer, just like the rest of us. Music is the answer.
Yes, indeed.
Music is the question.
Yes.
It's all vibration.
Right.
It's all 11 notes, and we share these vibrations together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But anywho, so that was the genesis of STARDOG, and I think once Mark Foy and keyboards came on board, that really rounded out the sound.
Gotcha.
That took us from being a rock band, that you'd hear in a garage, to a sophisticated band. Because, you can make some really sophisticated chord voicings on a piano that you just can't do on a guitar, just by simply the way the notes are arranged.
Yes, indeed.
And so that gives you more of a sheen, a sophistication to your composition.
Yeah.
And the guy's a really gifted pianist and composer himself. So all the parts were in place, and I like to think that we did our vision justice.
Oh no, you guys did a great. Listen, it was amazing. Every time I shared the stage with you, I had to watch you guys. I was like, these guys are really, really talented, man. Most definitely. So Bo Long, an exceptional music talent.
Yes.
Love music and playing guitar. How great of a guitarist was Bo?
I'm sorry?
How great of a guitarist was Bo?
Bo was that caliber guitar player who should have been in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And so it wasn't a great leap of arrogance for him to go out there and do that, because he had the same chops as the rest of those guys of that era that were going around making the auditions, George Lynch from Dokken auditioned for Poison and Ozzy Osbourne before Dokken came about. So it's the same circle of 25 sharpshooters and hot guns in the town, and Bo was one of them. Mm-hmm. Bo was on several auditions with Jakey Lee, who went on to replaced Randy Rhoads in Ozzy's band.
Yeah.
But he was of that caliber player. He could have played in Ozzy. He could have played in Dokken. He could have played in Poison. He was that caliber of guitar player, and I was really in awe of him. And
I asked that question because just watching him play and just seeing him get into it, man, I was just like, man, Bo is so talented. I was just like, man, it was amazing, man. So he was a major part of STARDOG Engine. A major part of it. He
was 50, if not 55% of it, because he did the bulk of the songwriting. He would come in with a riff and a song 75% done, and if we could add something to it, we would. Normally, it was pretty darn good the way it was. He'd bring the music in, and I'd write the lyrics, and we'd flesh out the timing and some changes, and that was a song. And we would write a couple of good songs a week. I mean, we've got stacks of audio of stuff that never made it to the recording studio that just are amazing songs.
Right.
Me and Mark Foyles all the time say, we should go back and revisit some of that stuff and try to play it again with the new guitar player. But and then we'll get in a room together, and all of a sudden we're creating and writing new stuff. So it's no sense in revisiting the old stuff when the well is an infinite font,
Gotcha.
Let's just see what the universe has got today,
Yeah, and I guess I just want, so where do you guys stand right now? I know you guys just released. You just released, what you talk about that? Yeah. So where do you guys stand now? Being that Bo is gone, it's been a minute, but the new dope joint, it's love. Talk about
what's really love about this is we recorded this as Bo was getting ill. It was the timeline was really accelerated. He died of liver cancer, and the timeline was really accelerated. He found he was uncomfortable in November. He had some bloating in his abdomen, but he's going to see a gastro guy in November. Mm-hmm. By March of the following year, 5-6 months later, he was done.
Wow.
So about in January, when he felt and realized that the end was near, we hopped on writing and recording.
Gotcha.
So there's 6 songs on this collection. The first 2, Nobody's Sleeping and Save Me, are several years old. Yeah. They're recorded and they were in the can. But the last 4 songs, The Left Hand, Lying, Lemonade Girl, and All Time High, there's a gravity to those songs because, man, the principal songwriter was really wrestling with his mortality. And as we got more involved in the recordings, we realized, dude ain't gonna be with us much longer. And we knew this was his last expression.
Wow.
And I tell anybody who cares, and people have been so generous with their time and their attention, asking where they can pick this up or can they get a copy or whatever. And it always blows me away that people give a shit about something that I created. You know, it's constantly the best thing about being on this planet as a musician is when people value
yes, sir.
you as an artist, because that's all right here. That's nothing fake. That's all authentic. But as if you hear these last 4 songs on this EP, you realize Bo's playing is a bit different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he connected to a different part of his consciousness or he bypassed his consciousness altogether and went straight line from his soul spirit into his mechanics. But the playing, he uses notes and phrases that I'd never heard him use before.
Really?
And every time I listen to it, I hear a little different nuance and a little different piece of his soul energy that I'd never noticed before with the bombastic and the histrionic stuff. This is more of a what I would call we call it a yacht rock album because it's not so bombastic. It's much more. It's much more nuanced.
Let me ask you a question right quick. Did you get a call or something? Oh, you're back.
I did.
Yeah,
I
so
did.
It cleared your face off. It's all up. That's
my mom. I wish I could have screenshot it. Mom, I'm right in here. Can you wait a second? We'll go get Taco Bell when I'm through with my friend.
Well, yeah, man. I'm sorry. But yeah, man, Bo was he was a really great dude. And just talking to him and seeing his talent, you know, on the stage. And you know, of course, you guys knew what was going on. You know, the majority of us did not know what was going on, so it was a surprise to all of us. And
I always admired that. That was a quiet dignity to the way he went out. Even no funeral service or anything like that. It was just like in the line from the Bad Company song, if you listen to the wind, you can still hear him play. That's my memory of him. You know, not some service with wreaths and you know, people wearing suits they wouldn't normally wear. It's just I get to think about me making music with him, and I get to hear that. And in fact, I can say this one more thing about being an artist on this planet. I know how arrogant that sounds, but that's the way I feel. The best thing about being an artist on this planet, regardless of what your medium is, whether you throw pottery, you know, or watercolors or whatever, your energy, your soul energy transcends time. You'll be dead and gone, but this stuff, especially music, being vibrations, will waft through the atmosphere.
Yes, sir.
Through every galaxy till the end of time. So Lloyd, we're a bit immortal.
Yes.
If you want to know the truth.
No,
you and I, we're immortal.
That's real talk, man. That is real talk. When you said that, I really got chills from it because you said that it wasn't a funeral. But you said the last thing that you remember is the music and then playing the music. That's what will always be with you. So that's the image of him. You know, you're not seeing that other image. See, I'm a very visual person. So when you said it, I pictured the other thing. You talk about people in suits and things like that. I'm looking at that. But what you said right before that was that it was the music. That is so incredible and such a visual, you know, and it anyway, man, that's incredible. That's something else. And I anyway, man, that's love. That's love.
Well, I'm glad it resonated with you because I really, that's the way I feel. And when you invited me to have this conversation with you, I said, well, at least I know it will be a good conversation.
Yes,
if it's just the two of us. You know, we can small talk and bullshit all day, but that benefits nobody.
Yeah.
But you and I connecting on this level, man, it'll resonate. There'll be a ripple effect.
Yes, sir.
In fact, I'm a better person, and I'm not shitting you. I'm a better person already just by sitting down with you.
Hey, man, I feel the same way, man. Listen, you and I we have such a cool connection, man. And anytime I see you with your Amazon packages and stuff or doing whatever you do, I'm smiling. I'm going to watch it. And I just laugh because it's just who you are. You're just being you. And that's just a great thing. No matter what. This thing. I'm sorry. It's doing it again. But
hey, I admire you, my friend, as beyond being an artist. You've got a beautiful family. You've done quite well for yourself. You've made an impact on the planet, and keep doing what you're doing because you're doing it correctly.
It's all love, man. I really appreciate that. So, Host Galaxy, Space and Time.
Yes, I got a copy of that.
Well, oh boy, how did this EP come together?
I'm a promo machine.
You got to do
it. I said
man.
Promo, not homo.
How did this EP come together, man?
Do you know Jesse Lee Keith and Michael Berstner?
I know him online. I know him online. Yes,
they were in a band called a really good band called Center Lane. They did mostly cover gigs and whatnot, but they recorded one really stellar full CD. Anyway, I've always admired these guys as musicians, and they're really groovy dudes too. I've met them several times in person, but I admired them as just being nice guys, you know, as well as really stellar musician. And Jesse Lee Keith, and I told him this before, he's one of my 3 favorite local guitarists. Guy's got really good technique and his tone and his taste. I just admire his playing. And Michael Berstner, that dude's just really solid, but a super good dude. He's from Germany. Anyway, he said he's a composer. He's a writer, and he's got all of these unfinished songs he'd like to finish if he had some sort of recording project, a band. And he said that might not be your style, bro. It's heavy on the synths. It's kind of it's kind of almost electronic dance music with rock guitar and drums. I said, dude, that's right up my alley.
Got you.
That's right up my alley. Because at the time, believe it or not, I was listening to a Joe. It was a Nick Jonas record.
Nick Jonas
called Spaceman. If you get a chance, I know you're saying Nick Jonas. Nick Jonas.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
Well, it's a good fucking record.
Yeah.
You know, you can get an orangutan to make utterances into a microphone, but a good record with a good engineer and good arrangement, a good record's a good record.
Yes, sir.
But this kid can sing too. This kid's a solid talent. Anyway, so I was really into this record by Nick Jonas called Spaceman. And I invite you to listen to it because it's got some really atmospheric keyboards. And I will. And the layered vocals is just, it's a lot of ear candy. And I said, it's funny you say that because Mike was asking if I would like to participate in this synth project. And I said, dude, oddly enough, the way the world works, I'm really into some synth stuff right now. He goes, cool. And I sent him the file. He says, dude, this is right up our alley then. So he wrote these songs. We went in, he presented them to us. Sammy Rowland, who plays with Jeff Pitts' band, DeLevel. Young guy. I mean, he's like early 30s. So when people see this cover here, he's the young guy with the cap and the glass. Anyway, when people see this CD cover, they derisively call the band Sammy and the Uncles. Sammy and the Uncles. So anyway, Sammy and the Uncles went in to make this record in the jam room with Jay Madison. Yeah, and as luck would have it too, Jay got some software in, some modulating software. He said that he got for atmospheric keyboard events. And I go, dude, we are an atmospheric keyboard event. So we recorded these songs, this batch with Jay, and he really took a shine to it. He enjoyed using the new software, mixing something like this. Because a lot of what comes into the jam room for Jay to engineer and mix is a lot of punk stuff and a lot of hardcore stuff. So this was really melodic, you know, and it was just for him to try some new knobs and levers out on his board. And lo and behold, it came out pretty good. And we took the live act to Somerville and we played a show at the Art Bar, and it's got some legs, some really groovy reception. And Michael, you get a scoop here. Michael Berstner and I enjoyed working together so much, we invited him to join STARDOG.
Awesome. Michael's
from Frankfurt, Germany, so I call him Herbie. Herbie. Das ist nicht gut, Herbie. Ich möchte eine Bier und Wurst haben. That's all the German I know. I'd like a beer and sausage, please. Anywho, so me and Mike got along so well, and we needed a bass player. Raz joined the band for the third time and left for the third time. So we needed a bass player. And I asked Mike, and he's now a member of STARDOG. And the new guitar player is Ty Price. He's a BC guy. He graduated Brooklyn Casey in the mid 80s. So he's been around. He's one of our guys. He played in a cover band called Jet Lag Jones, but he's really a gifted musician because he's on call for corporate events with a Guns N' Roses tribute band.
Really?
He does the Slash part, and a all-female, except for him, Van Halen tribute band.
Wow.
I guess, I'm not saying anything, but I guess they couldn't find a chick to play the Van Halen guitar part. So they got time. So that lets you know he can play the Slash stuff and the Eddie stuff.
Yeah.
And I've seen some gifted guitar players for ladies, but I've never seen one that can nail Eddie, if you know what I mean.
Oh my goodness, man.
But anyway, so we got the band's in place, STARDOG's in place. We just got to start rehearsing, and we're going to record a new batch of stuff with the new guys, and we're going to call it, maybe STARDOG 2.0, or maybe rename the band. But Scott King is still with us. He's a workhorse. He plays in a couple of bands around town, including Otis Grady, which is a really groovy harmonica-driven blues band. And Dr. Foy plays in a Bad Company tribute band with James Etheridge and the guys from Interstate Exile. They played at a really groovy new venue here in West Columbia called Savage Craft Brewery.
Right.
You got to come check it out. First class stage there, man. I went to see the Las Vegas band Lit. Remember Lit from the 90s?
Yeah.
You're on my own worst enemy, because every night I kick the shit out of me. I think that's the line I like. Anyway, you remember that band. I think they're from Vegas. Anyway, they were really good. So they're getting national acts at this Savage Craft. So come join me there for a sarsaparilla or an ice water sometime. So STARDOG's, the boys are ready to rock. We just got to get some rehearsals in, write some stuff, and then we'll go in the studio and cut a new CD with the new guys. But everything's right with me in my world. Host Galaxy. We just finished a batch of songs, so we've got a new Host Galaxy CD coming. So
awesome. Even
though I'm not working, I'm working. You know what I'm saying?
Working. No doubt. Well, that's great, man. I think we're gonna end it on that right there. And I just want you to know you're welcome back to promote Host Galaxy STARDOG stuff whenever you want to, man. You just hit me up, man. We'll do what we do, man. It's just been a great time, man. I really appreciate it.
Well, you know what? I'll take you up on that because I've taken too much of your time already, and I appreciate you being so generous with it. I've had such a good time. But I do want to join you again so we can talk about living alcohol-free. You were an inspiration to me in Hickory. I realized that you abstained from alcohol when I was getting drunk in Hickory. So I said, man, I'd like to have that kind of nuts like that. I wouldn't have to use alcohol every fucking day. But so you inspired me. The little conversation we had, and you said, no, man, I don't drink. I go, God damn, I admire that, because I never really known my life without alcohol. So at some point, I'd like for us to just put our heads together and have a little conversation about being alcohol free is a joyous and sustainable way of life.
We can definitely talk about it, my brother. We can definitely talk about it, no doubt. So listen, once again, this has been incredible. I've had such a great time laughing and love. So ladies and gentlemen, once again.
Mostly ladies.
Mostly ladies. It is the big guy with the little show, live and loud with the Lord. Nelson, that is, with the amazing Stoney Love from STARDOG and Host Galaxy. And I just thank you so much, my brother. Thank you very much.
I love you, brother. Thank you very much. Peace and blessings to you and yours, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. OAL, baby. On another level. Come on. Ha. I'm on another level.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Chris Aiken, and I have got a special for you. This one right here. This is it. And Other Things I Should Not Say. The book that's probably caused me more problems than it was worth, but I don't care because it was fun to write and fun to release, and it is out there. I just found a box with a few copies that are autographed, so for those of you that have been trying to get it autographed, now's the time. I literally have 3 copies of it, so if you want it, come get it. Get it right now. It is And Other Things I Should Not Say, my tales of my debauchery in Korea. It's a wild one, folks, but get it today over at chrisaikenbooks.com. Get them while you can.